Welcome, dear student. Now, the next topic of this series is distance time graph. So, we have, as you know, that graph. This is an x-axis and y-axis. We have y-axis. We have taken the values of a distance that was measured in meters, and time in a second. It is on a x-axis. Now, before to understand the distance time graph, first of all, observe this table. The time in a second, 0 second, 10 second, 20 second, 30 second, and so on. So distances has taken into the meters, and the distances are 15 meter, 30 meter, 45 meter, 60 meter, and so on. So the table shows that a object, when time is 0 second, it covers the distance 0 meter. When time has a 10 second, the object covered the distance 15 meter, and so on. So I have plot the graph on basis of this table or information. Now you can see here. So this is the 0 second, this is time 10, 20, 30, 40 second, and this is the distance 10 meter, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, and 120. Now you can see here, when the time is 10 second, then object covers the distance of a 15 meters. Here I can plot here, and after the plotting all the values on a graph, I just try to connect this point with the help of line. Now you can see here, after the plotting the graph, I can find out the a straight line here. What I get? I get a very straight line here. And so distance time graph are shows us. So questions they ask here, what does the slope of a straight line indicate? What they indicate? What he indicate? This is the straight line, and what he indicate? The object moves in a uniform motion, covers equal distances in equal time of an interval. As you know that the definition of a uniform motion. What is the definition of a uniform motion? Definition says that if an object covers equal distances in equal time of interval, then and then you can say it at that object in a uniform motion, and the same condition appears here. And conclusion of this graph is that the graph between distance and time here is a straight line. The straight line what indicates? It shows the uniform motion. What indicates? Uniform motion. Object is in a uniform motion. Now see the next graph. Again, this is time, distance time graph, and you can say it as this graph is for uniform motion, means distance time graph for uniform motion. Now, so distance time graph for non-uniform motion. Earlier we have seen the uniform motion, now see the non-uniform motion. Again, the table has given here and some values, the time in a seconds and distance in a meter. Now you can see here, when 0 second, object is in he covers a 0 distance. When time goes up to 5 second, the object covers 7 meter, and so on. And so on the basis of this table, again I plot a graph. The procedure is same. Now you can see here, time has plotted on x-axis and distances has plotted on y-axis, and on the basis of that table we have again a plot point here, and I try to connect this line here. So what I observe here, the line is not a straight. What does it mean? Simple. In previous graph, now we will see again in the next point a comparison of a uniform and non-uniform motions of distance time graph. Now see here, the line is not a straight. This means that the object is in uniform motion. Sorry, object is in non-uniform motion. Okay, correct, non-uniform motion, and previous object is in a uniform motion. So when we compare these two graphs, this is the first graph and this is the second graph. This is the object has in uniform motion and object is in a non-uniform motion. So what will you find out the difference? So for uniform motions, distance covered is directly proportional to the time. See here, directly proportional अगदीच मराठीत म्हणतात की कापलेलं किंवा जे कापलेलं अंतर आहे ते वेळेच्या प्रमाणात असतं, डायरेक्टली प्रपोर्शनल च्याच प्रमाणात. सो ही जी मोशन आहे ही मोशन टाईमच्या आणि टाईम आणि डिस्टन्स ह्यांचं प्रपोर्शन हे डायरेक्टली प्रपोर्शनल असतं. डिस्टन्स टाईम फॉर नॉन युनिफॉर्म मोशन इज नॉट सो ऑन नॉन युनिफॉर्म मोशन इज अ ॲक्सेलरेटेड मोशन. आता इथं त्यांनी असं दिलं की ही जर कव्हर जर असते, पण ही जी नॉन युनिफॉर्म मोशन आहे ही ॲक्सेलरेटेड सुद्धा असते. आता ॲक्सेलरेटेड म्हणजे काय असतं, जसं मी तुम्हाला मगाच सांगितलं की प्रत्येकच टाईम इंटरवलला इथं स्पीड जी आहे ती सारखी नाही आहे, वेलॉसिटी जी आहे ती कशी आहे, सारखी नाही आहे. म्हणून ही नॉन युनिफॉर्म मोशन, ही नॉन युनिफॉर्म मोशन आहे, पण ही ॲक्सेलरेटेड आहे. ॲक्सेलरेशन वाढत जाते, कमी होत जाते, सारखी नाही. जसं मी मग तुम्हाला झिरो ॲक्सेलरेशन सांगताना सांगितलं की जिथं स्पीड वेलॉसिटी वाढतही नाही आणि वेलॉसिटी कमी होत नाही, दॅट इज झिरो ॲक्सेलरेशन. पण इथं तसं होत नाही. इथं काय होतंय की इथं स्पीड वेलॉसिटी ही कमी जास्त होत चालते, म्हणजे याला आपण ॲक्सेलरेटेड मोशन. फॉर युनिफॉर्म मोशन्स डिस्टन्स covered is directly proportional time for non-uniform motion, and it is not so. Non-uniform motion is an accelerated motion. So this is about uniform and non-uniform motion, and this is about the distance time graph for uniform and non-uniform motion. This is the difference of this two graph. Thank you.